Welcome to Button FM!
Welcome to MsMojo, and in this installment of Verses, we're crossing the pond to compare the CBS sitcom Ghosts with its original UK version. If you're not up to date on either series, we wouldn't want you to be haunted by spoilers. You have been warned.
There's a hippie and a Viking.
Be gone!
Peace. And a guy dressed like Hamilton.
Hamilton? How do you know about Hamilton?
Round 1, setting up the story. Both versions begin similarly. A couple inherits a rundown house from a distant relative they hardly knew.
It's all ours.
What did that girl just say? She must be related to you.
Despite the state of the place, they decide to stay and try their hand at the hospitality business. Naturally, the resident ghosts are not thrilled and do their best to scare them off.
Put the speakers up top!
Well, that's the main thing.
Yes, please, Mary.
I think your toast is burning.
Damn it! All on you now, Julian!
Here's where the versions differ. In the UK edition, former MP Julian Fawcett, the only ghost who can physically interact with the living world, takes matters into his own hands. After Allison's near-death experience, she sees ghosts everywhere. The spirits pester her until a truce is formed. But will Allison ever learn what truly happened that day? Spoiler, she does, and she is not happy.
What?
Both shows share another detail. The ghosts are people who died on the property, and for various reasons, have not moved on to the afterlife.
We are ghosts. While most spirits pass on to the afterlife, we are the unfortunate few cursed to spend eternity. Oh, and she's gone.
Also, these spirits do not enjoy being walked through. Though it leads to some hilarious moments, it is quite unpleasant for them. So the last thing they want is more livings to dodge. Like their UK counterparts, the Woodstone Manor ghosts try to scare Sam and Jay away.
I got the stereo working.
Cool. Oh, babe.
Nice try, that was you.
But unlike in the UK, Sam's life-changing accident happens by, well, accident. Though she freaks out over her new gift, she eventually finds a way to coexist with her ghostly roommates.
It seems like we're stuck with each other, but it is not going to go on like this with all of you up in my face all of the time. So what is it gonna take for you to leave me alone, huh? What do you want?
Sam knows how her accident happened, but doesn't seem too upset about it. Since the establishing story continues to haunt the series like a ghost in the shadows, we're waving the UK flag on this one. Winner, Ghosts UK. Round 2, Allison and Mike Cooper versus Sam and Jay Arendaker. The main livings in the UK story are Allison and Mike Cooper.
She must be related to you. Like a niece. A great.
No. She's no niece of mine. Look at her. She's exposing her knees, and she's got a tattoo.
Allison discovers she's the closest descendant of the Button dynasty and ends up with this old manor house. Once she can see the ghosts, her main role is as a bridge between her unlikely housemates and the world of the living.
Oh, and they called him Pat. Your grandson.
Mike can't see the ghosts, which leads to plenty of funny and chaotic moments. Still, he seems to have accepted that his wife has this whole second life under their roof that he's not a part of. Still, Allison and Mike's stories are mostly tied to the ghosts, with their own lives only getting attention when it drives the ghosts' tales forward.
Eleanor is Alison's ancestor, so if she'd picked it up first, then Alison wouldn't be here.
Nor would I.
My God, nor I.
No, you would, Steve.
Yes, no, you're right.
Like Allison, Sam is also the link between her ghosts and the living world.
We talked about the internet, right?
Ooh, the thing with the cat movies?
Yes, that was a very fun 2 days for both of us, Alberta. But Facebook is it's a website that's like a bulletin board.
She absolutely serves them much like Allison does, if not more. However, Sam and Jay get their own storylines away from the ghosts too.
Working in a busy restaurant with people that I can see and hear.
Ouch, that felt pointed.
I'm not unhappy here. I miss some things about my old life.
Also, while Mike seems mostly okay with not being able to see Allison's ghostly companions, Jay makes a real effort to connect with them. He tries talking to them, acknowledges their presence, and even forms an unlikely friendship with Pete.
Here we go. Did we nail it? Because I feel like we nailed it.
Oh, we nailed it. I think deep down you know we nailed it.
Sure, he's not always thrilled about being so out of the loop. Who would be? He's willing to put his chef skills to work, cooking meals for the ghosts, even if they can't eat any of it.
If you could eat some of the dish and describe it to them.
Isn't that something you could do?
Yeah, any person, okay?
What? Women aren't allowed? That's so unfair, but also out of respect to your culture, okay?
We love both couples equally, but Sam and Jay just feel a bit more fleshed out and seem almost more immersed in their surroundings. Winner, Ghosts US. Round 3, the Ghosts. Meet the UK Ghosts.
Feels like I should call someone.
Who are you gonna call? You, Sourpuss.
Remove my husband's portrait and fill the hole in my wall.
Done.
Lady Fanny Button, the lady of the house, is joined by spirits from the Stone Age all the way to the 90s. The series does a great job revealing their backstories through flashbacks, explaining why they didn't just move on after their untimely deaths. Or as they put it,
there's many that's been sucked off in this house.
Moved on.
I used to dream of the day that I would be sucked off.
Moved on.
While many storylines focus on the ghosts trying to get through eternity, what really makes it work is their tight-knit bond. Who would have thought a caveman, a Georgian aristocrat, and a theatrical Regency poet would have anything in common? Just goes to show that no matter where or even when we come from, it's our shared humanity that connects us all.
Just don't think you'd understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, he might blow up and kill this man.
In the US crew, you'll meet a Viking, a young Lenape man, a Continental Army officer, and several ghosts from throughout the 20th century up to the turn of the millennium.
There's a hippie and a Viking.
Be gone.
Peace. And a guy dressed like Hamilton.
Hamilton? How do you know about Hamilton?
One of them is not wearing any pants.
Oh, yeah? You like that?
These ghosts possess special powers that often manifest when they walk through the living. They're just as close as the UK gang, and we get to know them well as individuals too. Also, just because they're dead doesn't mean their love lives have to be. It also expands the ghostly universe, with the basement cholera ghosts mingling more with the upstairs crowd than the plague ghosts from the UK series do. Plus, recurring and guest characters bring even more insight into ghostly existences.
I am a poltergeist, which is a ghost attached to a person instead of a place.
What? You're kidding.
Basically, wherever Gene goes, I go.
Ooh, Sam, we're gonna need a minute if you could just stall for a bit.
The UK has such a phenomenal ensemble cast that carries the show superbly, but we also enjoy how the US side expands the ghostly universe. This is a tough one. Winner, tie. Round 4, the historical context. Them There, the comedic brains behind the series, are perhaps best known for their hilarious adaptation of the Horrible Histories book series, so they definitely know how to bring history to life. While history takes more of a back seat here, they do a fantastic job of weaving it into the stories of the ghosts.
By this time next week, the true queen will sit on the throne. Death to Queen Bess.
Death to Queen Bess. What about him?
He knows nothing.
It's just enough to help you connect these characters with the stuff you might remember from school.
Perhaps she summoned this frost? Curse the crops?
Oh.
We best tell the squire. We have a witch in our midst.
Plus, we love how the series tackles important topics like race, gender, and sexuality through characters like Kitty, Mary, and the Captain. Although it doesn't go too deep, it encourages the audience to think about how much has changed since those days and whether it's enough.
I was no hero.
Perhaps. But you are a brave man.
With more episodes to work with, the US series digs deeper into history.
Things weren't easy for a woman my size back then. Sure, we had Ma Rainey and Bessie Smith, but that didn't mean that was what the club owners were looking for.
Since British history might not connect with American audiences, the creators adapted their characters to reflect the country's past. For example, instead of a caveman, they introduced a Viking. They even jumped on the Hamilton bandwagon with Isaac, who ironically isn't a fan.
You need to go for what you want. You only have one afterlife. Do not sacrifice your shot.
Oh, please tell me you're not quoting that musical Hamilton.
Series creator Joe Port said that it was important to them to respect the country's indigenous history. And we see that through Sasapis, a young Lenape man from roughly the 1500s. They started by including indigenous voices in the writing room. The series also tackles race, gender, and sexuality more explicitly through characters like Alberta, Isaac, Flower, and Hetty. The Horrible Histories gang really knows how to give a spirited history lesson, and their work laid the foundation for the US series to get more into historical detail. They both have their merits. Winner, tie. Round 5, handling controversial histories. Unlike the American version, the UK Ghosts doesn't really have a character that channels the country's darker past. The closest we get is the captain, a closeted World War II officer who sadly never got to confess his love. Then there's Mary, who tragically fell victim to the witch hunts.
And that is what happened to me.
I'll be having nightmares about that.
But if you know your British history, you'll remember that much of their messier moments happened overseas. So it's less likely that anyone with a truly dark past met their end at Button House.
Never had you down as frontline material. Where were you posted?
Oh, well, Forward Command, actually. Yeah, Versailles.
Versailles? I was in Versailles.
Who knows? Maybe if the series had continued or had more episodes per season, they'd have tackled the colonial history in their own clever way.
As you know, your dear mother and I raised you equally as our own, and I have continued to do the same ever since she passed.
Remember Sass, the Lenape character we talked about? He gets a whole episode focused on his connection to the land. He fights to protect a tree that may not have a direct cultural link, but the episode ends with a ceremony honoring the Lenape tribe's claim to the land.
We are glad because you people come to Lenape-Hoking. Live well while you are here.
Unlike the British ghosts, who feel pretty homogenous despite different timelines, the American version highlights a diverse mix of backgrounds, reflecting the country's rich tapestry. Alberta, a ghost from the Prohibition era, tackles race, while Isaac learns to embrace his identity as a gay man.
And I guess I just felt that if I ever spoke of these matters out loud, it would mean that everything that came before it was a lie. But if that is what it takes to speak the truth, then so be it.
Meanwhile, Flower, a free spirit from the 60s, along with Alberta and Sam, helps Hetty see gender equality in a new light.
I have been out here learning from these people, learning from Alberta to speak my mind, and learning from Sam that the Irish are people too, apparently.
She says it, but I don't think she believes it.
One series devotes more time to acknowledging, honoring, and celebrating its country's varied history. Oh, say, can you see who's gonna take this round? Winner, Ghosts US. Round 6, British Fright Flicks. Since this is a ghost story, we expect some classic ghostly tropes to show up.
The Grey Lady. There's free floating into... There's a ghost upstairs!
We've already discussed the darker beginnings, like how Julian is directly responsible for Allison's fall. While the series doesn't focus heavily on supernatural folklore, it leans into it enough to use it as a comedic device. For example, Fanny stands in for the Grey Lady and has to relive her death every night, waking everyone up in the process. Then there's Sir Humphrey, who mostly exists as a talking head while his body does its own thing.
If some part of me likes some part of you, then couldn't we all just give this a chance?
There's even a creepy child ghost. It is just the right amount of spookiness to keep us entertained without overwhelming us with the same old cliches.
Ring a roses, pocket full of posies.
Hello, is anyone
Tissue.
I think maybe that's all she does.
The US series also features eerie basement ghosts and a headless ghost, though the latter doesn't play a major role. Instead of a kid, we meet Stephanie, the attic ghost, who practically embodies every teen slasher movie victim.
Oh my God, that's so fun! Stephanie wants us to throw a ghost prom.
Oh, Ghost Prom, because that doesn't sound like the title to a horror movie.
Interestingly, unlike the UK version, this series skips the witch trials. However, it explores the connections between the living and the dead through seances and possession. They even address the strange fact that ghosts can walk through walls but don't fall through floors, and can still sit on furniture.
Why does that happen?
We don't know, Sam.
Why do we go through the walls but not fall through the floor? Not like we got a manual.
Oh, would love a death manual. Huge manual guy. Love being told what to do.
Plus, we learn that some materials are impenetrable to them. The show also deepens the link between the afterlife and the purgatory where these ghosts are stuck.
Spirit, spirit, listen clear. From the beyond, leave us here.
Both series incorporate the supernatural excellently, but in this case, we're giving the UK series an extra boost. Winner, Ghosts UK. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Round 7, the humor. It goes without saying that British and American humor are quite different, and the Ghost series exemplifies this.
Everything's up. Fire's going. Got your brew. You got your biscuit. You can dip it?
Yeah, okay.
Dip it again.
If you've watched Horrible Histories or Yonderland, you'll know that these shows don't box themselves into just one style of comedy, and this series is no exception. Sure, you'll find the occasional physical or slapstick joke, but most of the humor is clever and plot-driven, not just thrown in for easy laughs.
Oh yes, there's many that's been sucked off in this house.
Moved on.
I used to dream of the day that I would be sucked off.
Moved on.
But I've long since given up hope of ever being sucked off.
Moving on.
Anyways,
The creators also know when to hit the brakes on the comedy, allowing moments to be sad, poignant, or sentimental as needed. This balance means that yes, there are plenty of laughs, but also enough heartfelt moments to make us feel like part of this oddball family.
That was amazing. Well done, guys.
Genuinely, that was the best panto I've ever been to.
Oh, well, Michael, that's very nice of you to say, and hang on.
If you love American sitcoms, then the US version of Ghosts will be right up your alley.
You injured my pride. I can't even look at you right now. We're finished. Again, we were on a respite. A respite!
Despite its quirky setup, it's got that friend-centric vibe we know and love, delving into character dynamics and the kind of romances you'd expect in your favorite sitcoms. Even some of the death stories have a silly twist. Like, there's even an episode that feels like a nod to the classic Horrible Histories Stupid Deaths segment.
Stupid deaths, they're funny 'cause they're true. Woo! Stupid deaths, hope next time it's not you.
But do not be fooled. This version has plenty of heart, too. It knows how to make us tear up when it counts. However, most of the time, it's all about keeping things light and endlessly funny. And it does that brilliantly.
It all happened so fast. It was like this red light suddenly, and then whoosh.
He went down on us.
Alberta, I'm not sure that's the best term.
But if that's the term that she wants to use, then she can do it.
While this one might be subjective based on your sense of humor, it's the UK version that just has the edge for us. Winner, Ghosts UK. It was a close battle, but the UK series narrowly takes the win today. Winner, Ghosts UK. Have you watched both series? Which one is your winner? Let us know in the comments.
But sadly, no grey lady.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.